Hello again, I'm Reynolds and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Nexus RX-1.1K 1100W power supply. Included with the power supply is a carry pouch which has the modular leads and the power cord in it, and there's also 4 screws for mounting the power supply in the case. The Nexus RX line of power supplies are currently available in wattages ranging from 530 to 1100, and I will be reviewing the 1100 watt model. Now, how is this wattage determined? Well, to understand this, you need to know what rails are. Rails are basically well-regulated transformers which convert domestic current into the voltages that your computer system can use, and there are essentially 2 different rails, the 3.3/5 volt rail and the 12 volt rail. In this particular case, the approximate maximum peak output of the 3.3/5 volt rail is 200 watts and the 12 volt is 996 watts, which is essentially how the wattage of this power supply is determined. The 3.3/5 volt rail is responsible for the motherboard, memory, PCI cards, and so on, while the 12 volt rail is responsible for the hard drives, optical drives, fans, CPU video cards, etc. Also, some might be interested to know the peak amps on each rail. Well, the plus 3.3 volt is 24 amps, and the plus 5 volt is 30 amps. Now, there is a single plus 12 volt rail, and it's 83 amps. There are a number of important things to remember when selecting a power supply. The first is wattage. Determine how much wattage you are going to require by the amount of hardware you will be installing. Generally speaking, a medium to high-end gaming rig would require a 500 to 700 watt power supply. For a hardcore system, select a power supply that's around 800 watts. If, however, you are building an extreme gaming rig with a top-of-the-line multiple video card setup with lots of other hardware, select a power supply that's 1000 watts or greater. Second, it should be at or above 80% efficient at typical load. The typical efficiency of this power supply is 90.8%, and the average efficiency is 89.2%. Third, it should meet the latest ATX and other current standards, environmental directives, overvoltage, undervoltage, and other protections. This power supply meets all current standards. Fourth, I'd recommend choosing a power supply that has APFC. APFC, or active power factor correction, assists the power supply in being more efficient and therefore stable under load. APFC basically reduces total harmonics, corrects input voltage, and it allows for full input voltage range. Thankfully, this power supply has APFC. Fifth, there are 3 main certifications: 80+, NVIDIA SLI, and ATI Crossfire. Many of today's high-end power supplies meet one or more of these certifications. This power supply is NVIDIA SLI Certified and meets the 80+ Gold certification. Sixth, look for a power supply that uses Japanese capacitors. This ensures a much more reliable product than a power supply with low-grade capacitors. Finally, get a power supply that has enough leads for your setup. Also consider a power supply that has a modular design because it reduces the cable mess inside the case. Now let's have a closer look at this power supply. It has a semi-gloss black paint finish and the housing is steel. They include an ultra-quiet 135mm fan, and the hotter the inside of the power supply gets, the faster the fan spins. This fan and the honeycomb ventilation ensures maximum cooling, so the power supply should remain cool in almost any environment. Here's the power cord connection and the power switch. This power supply has lots of leads. The main motherboard leads and the PCI Express video card leads are hardwired into the power supply and cannot be removed, but the remaining are modular leads. Modular leads are fantastic because you only need to use the ones required for your particular setup, which reduces the cable mess inside the case and increases airflow. Finally, have a listen to the 135mm fan. This product has everything you should be looking for in a high wattage power supply. It is compact, has a quiet 135mm fan. It's highly efficient. It's NVIDIA SLI certified, also 80 plus gold certified, and is modular. Overall, this is a 100% kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.